hello, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome back to Phoenix Uweki, and welcome back to Avernus, the first layer of the Nine Hells. Avernus, hi, Alicia, thank you for the subscription. Always an absolute pleasure. Hey, Om30, did I get it right a second time? I got it right yesterday. Thank you for coming back again. Good to see you again. Thank you. Yes, welcome back to Phoenix Uweki, a Twitch channel featuring lots of D&D with lots of fine folks. And with, I'm not sure if Josh and Mason noticed the Discord or whatever, but now a Twitch channel coming to you with over 500 followers. Yeah. Cheers to that. Thank you so much for joining us. It's an absolute pleasure to have you along with us all the time. Hey, Hans. Nice to have T4C in the house as always. Excellent to see you with that floofy dog. Now, slurp. Let us. Are you guys getting the music? I'm not getting the music yet. The music's always being slow. I've got the sound effects, but I haven't got the music. Sorry, everyone back home, because you get what
I have the music.
Oh, jealous.
I got it.
Right, I'm going to do it manually. We're doing it live. I said start. Sometimes I don't know. For some reason, the music elements are being a little slow for me at the moment. All the sound effects are going. So we have Growly Boy. So they've got Growly Boy. So they haven't got
Love
too
the
much.
Growly Boy.
Not too much to complain about, really. Right. Okay. So everyone, hey, Marin, thank you. Now, welcome on in. It is a pleasure to have you all with us. As I flip over here, let me say a big shout out and thank you to this fella up above my head, as we are honoured to be sponsored by the lovely Cardboard Monster at the moment. Thank you, Daisy. And we... Hang on, let me just type this and show you what's going on. Boop. There it is. If you are in Australia, do head on over to Cardboard Monster, their homepage, and have a look at all of their RPG and tabletop stuff. And you can use Phoenix Uweki as a code to get a nice little discount. And they are sponsoring us because we are rolling around slowly but surely to a rather special one-shot. That's happening next weekend. Friday evening in North America, Saturday morning here in Japan, lunchtime in the land of the Kiwis, as these fine people will be joining me for our next one-shot roulette. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Feast your eyes. Rob Hartley, GM, and Ben from Viva La Dirt League, the wonderful AJ from Roll for Damage and the upcoming Winter's Tales, Josh, the dreaded GM, Michael, the Dead Aussie Gamer, and Josh from Tales of Pesh will be joining us for this incredible one-off, randomly generated story. Everything randomly generated in the moment, except the characters, which, if you have time, you should join us on Monday evening for that, to enjoy me and my Mixmasters Extraordinaire, Swag and Skeptic Llama, as we will be rolling up those random characters. And you will have your chance, if you're in chat, to influence what happens to these poor people as we are rolling randomly for their various pieces of equipment and backgrounds and all kinds of things. So you can have a dice in the game, as it were, and influence things to some extent. Boop, and I should bring you back to these lovely people instead, because we are just spoilt with how many lovely people we have knocking around the place. Now, as I'm saying thank you and talking about all things Antipodean and fantastic, let me also say a massive hello and thank you to the purveyors of sound effects and music for your games, such as you are hearing at the moment, general hellish ambiance, as those fine folks down at Sirenscape. There's the music. Welcome on. That's how long it took for it to get it.
Better late than never.
I guess so. Anyway, everyone, enjoy it while it's there. So, the wonderful people down at Sirenscape are producing all sorts of stuff for the official Wizards of the Coast D&D content, for board games, for all sorts of situations and scenarios that you can use in your games, be that at your table, VTT, or real life, or otherwise. And they are available to try for free, which you should certainly do. And then when you fall in love, you can get a subscription and become a super siren and that will give you the chance to use that all the time in all of your games. Another way that you can become a super siren for a short time at least is to join us for that incredible one-shot next week, and 3 subscriptions will be given away for some lucky viewers, as well as some rather incredible stuff coming from Gateway Games, a massive collection of drive-through RPG. I always forget if it's drive-through RPG or DM's Guild stuff, but lots and lots of incredible stuff. Hang on. I'm gonna chill that out for a second. After waiting so long for the music, I was getting two instances of the music just out of sync with each other. So, everyone, let us bring that back round and play it just the once for you. Because even though it is amazing music, I think just once is fine. Yeah, we're doing awesome. And now it's crashing. Wow, the tech goblins are out in force, ladies and gentlemen. Do go warily into that dark evil night. Hang on, where's dreaded GMs? We need dreaded GMs. Anti-tech goblin swords. Arrgh! Fight! Ah, there we go. That worked. Just as I sent the swords flying, the sounds came back. Aha! Okay. Fingers crossed that's happened. Hi everybody, hope you're having a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, wherever and whenever you are. And as we are rolling on through, speaking of music, you should also head on over to the rather fine folks on YouTube, the incredible Dark Fantasy Studio, Travis Savoy and Epic Journey, and over on Patreon, Will Savino. Excellent sources of music for your RPGs, and you can enjoy all of their stuff, and there are links to all of their sources and pages and things in our VODs over on YouTube, which, sorry, I lagged behind a bit. I was a bit behind on my uploading schedule, but I muscled down and got all of that sorted today. Everything is up to date.
You did it.
Yes, even up to Curse of Strahd last night. So, sorry if you have us in your inbox and it was suddenly flooded by VODs all at once, but they are all up there for your viewing pleasure, and I hope that you do join us whenever you can. Thank you to the VOD squad for jumping into our stories whenever they get the chance. And speaking of people I want to say thank you to, let us say thank you and hello to these lovely people. Hello, lovely people. Hi.
Hi.
Now, before we hear from them, let's just give them a quick reminder, although I think it might be etched into their memories somewhat, of what was going on last time we were down here in Avernus, as we were dealing with a rather interesting situation. Our heroes, anti-heroes if you will, last time were in the thick of combat against Lincoln's father, the devil Oxriun, and his minions, as they were trying to kidnap Lincoln's mother, the angel Tidra, and whisk her away to some deeper, darker parts of the Nine Hells. And you managed to be victorious and overcome the evil devil that was your father, Lincoln. But that wasn't the only thing that was going on. A rather sadly familiar-looking tree monster was also lumbering down the shores of the River Styx. But Lee Alistair, the privateer from the Sword Coast, was able to contact with them and reach the heart of their departed friend, Tarina, deep inside the monster, and managed to nullify that threat over on the far shore. As things were winding down and you had Oxriun at your mercy, Tidra, Lincoln's mother, the angel, asked them to forgive Oxriun and therefore return him to the bosom of Celestia, because they discovered that Oxriun, much like the leader, the Lord Almighty, the King of the Nine Hells, Asmodeus himself, is also a fallen angel. Or should I say, was also a fallen angel, past tense, because Lincoln and his brother, Tyrannax, who was visiting for a short time to help out in this vital moment, decided that no, there was to be no forgiveness. Only revenge, retribution, justice, call it what you will. He did. as the brothers joined the forces and destroyed Oxrion. He laughed and scorned at them as that's what he wanted all along, he was repeating over and over. And Lulu, the little fluffy yellow Hollyphant buzzing around so aimlessly and non-threatening as she does, suddenly revealed herself to actually be Asmodeus in disguise, who had been there egging Lincoln on to do just this. And he seemed rather pleased that Oxrion had been killed, and as Oxrion was destroyed and dissipated off into the winds and the roiling clouds of the level of the Nine Hells that we find ourselves on, Tidra, the angelic mother, fell to her knees in anguish and pain, and part of her angelic essence, if not the majority of her angelic essence, was siphoned off, drawn out, and taken into the body of Asmodeus as he regained some of his celestial power that he had been robbed of as he was hurled down here to the Nine Hells. And he remembers that day more than any other in his long history, and still bleeds from the wounds that he suffered that day. Although he can't really complain, as every drop of blood that falls from those wounds as it hits the plains of the Nine Hells immediately turns into a huge pit fiend. So not too much to complain about there. But so
That's amazing.
right, yeah. Yeah, all the Asmodeus lore is nuts. Okay, anyway. As this happened and Asmodeus, with one last gleeful cackle, rushed away, leaving you stunned. Yes, he's a hag now. There was a hag in charge of a layer of the Nine Hells, but not anymore. As he escaped and managed to, flit off to wherever, whatever nefarious things he was up to, you were left on the banks of the River Styx, and Tidra seemed rather put out, rather saddened, rather angry almost that you had taken this option, taken this darker path, and she left in her weakened state, retreating back to celestial realms where she might face whatever situation, whatever problems she might suffer from not doing too well in her mission down in the Nine Hells here. And there wasn't the only one who was leaving. Unfortunately, Lincoln's brother, Tyrannax, was also leaving us as his mysterious partner, Amara, with her spectacular makeup and feathered hair, came and whisked him away through a portal, delivering back to his friends in Eberron. But that's a different story. And last but not least, you were delighted to be found, to realize that the real Lulu was still with us. That strange rattling that you had in the skull, Harriman's skull, on the front of your Devil's Ride, Lincoln, turned out to be Lulu trapped away. Surprise, plot twist. Lulu trapped away inside where Asmodeus had imprisoned her until he had done his deed. And she escaped and returned to you, and Patch was back to his normal self, although Alicia will have it in chat here that as he was playing Asmodeus, that was much more of his normal self. Now, that's where I left everyone. Let's see how they're doing. I'm going to go round the VTT from myself here. Firemore, who are you? Who are you playing? And where are they at right now?
Hello, I am Firemaw. I'm Josh, also. But, Firemaw is, somewhat dejected, as I think twice in one day he's become basically unable to do anything. Once by becoming a slug, and once by being pushed into the river. Yeah. So he's feeling quite dejected in trying to figure out what the next step is.
Noted. Thank you. Moving on round, Horvin. How you doing, sir?
Everyone, my name is Colby. I'm playing our wild magic sorcerer Horvin. And Horvin is coming down from a cool thing that he got to do, but
Swolven.
also, well,
Swolven.
the airdrop Oxrian, but he's also a little concerned as like now this big chapter is finished and it's created kind of a vacuum. He's trying to figure out what to do next.
Indeed. Okay, thank you very much. Now, next around we have Rhea. Excuse me, Rhea. On this rather hastily put together thing, it is your old art, not your new angelic form, but we shall make do as we group over here to. Ta-da! Hey, there they are, everyone. Okay, sorry, I'm just sorting out the names and pickies of everyone. So, yes, Rhea, please.
I am Stephanie, and I'm also Rhea, and I am a paladin angel woman with a sword, who is wondering what she just saw watching, like, basically Teacher's life get sucked. She's because we were all in the middle of battle. I don't think we heard the boys and Tidra discussing the options. So.
Nope, I don't think so. That was across the other side of the river, and there was rather a lot going on.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Theo. Sorry, this is again old overlay, so it's your old name. Sorry. Lee Alistair, aka
Lee.
Theo Brothrin. Hey, I'm juggling things here. Leave me alone.
Hello, I am Mason, the normal human, playing a human privateer, swashbuckler. And currently, Lee, although satisfied, we can call this battle a victorious one. It is still bittersweet to him because he knows there's much more to come, for sure.
Indeed, as I shoot you over there a little bit because you're slightly off there, and that is much better. Okay, finally, last but not least, up in the corner there, Lincoln, please.
Hello, I'm Lincoln.
Hello.
Being played by Emma. Anyway, Lincoln is feeling relieved but also confused, angry, full of emotions always. And shockingly, he may be feeling some renewed emotions towards Zariel and what's happening going forwards. What those are, I wonder if we'll find out. Ooh.
We shall maybe find out.
That's it.
We shall see. Sorry, everyone.
Maybe.
Okay, I'm just trying to sort out our
Let's go to Bitopia.
inspiration crystals as well. Okay, thank you. So, let me quickly get these out of the way. Up here in the corner. Everyone, if you have a surplus of dream pies, as I know a lot of you do, you can use them to give inspiration or disadvantage to some of these fine folks here. I know that Rhea has it.
So inspired.
Horvin
You're inspiring.
has
Just
it.
full stop.
Theo has it. And no, Theo doesn't. Go away, Theo.
Could you lie?
I'm sorry.
How could you lie?
Firemore has it. And your sister. So you have a sister. No, sorry. Wrong game. Not Edge of the Empire. Okay, so. Although I did that very line in Dragon Heist when one of the characters had a long lost unknown sister. And the father was Darth Vader, basically.
Whee!
All right, so there we go. Thank you, everyone. And let us get back to the banks of the River Styx as I bring things down here a bit. Dun, 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 dun. That one is what we want. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. And I'm already there, but let me bring you fine folk there as well. I'll take you there. Okay. Here we are. Everyone is gathered around the rapidly rare Horvin. You might want to get off that raft. It is rapidly falling to pieces, if memory serves, as it was blasted with various magics. Here's me doing Star Wars impressions, and in comes the Mandalorian. Hi, how you doing? Good to see you. So, you leap off as the timbers start to crack and splinter, and whatever magic was holding them together gives up the ghost, as it were, and it goes. And it's strange. This is the River Styx, so and Firemore, after your little swimming escapade, you probably can sympathize with this. It's almost as if the waters reach up from all the souls, all the tortured souls swirling through the river. The waters almost reach up and grasp the timbers of the raft and pull it down into their sluggish depths. And Alicia found a new emote. Yes, I forgot about that. We have a new emote, people, and I thought it was the perfect one for using in Avernus, as it is our no emote.
No.
Panicky Phoenix. I'm actually gonna change the text. It's a bit difficult to read. No. It's better on screen. Okay, there we go. So, let me turn things over to you, my fine players.
I'm just staring at the ground.
Theo walks over and look, you all turn to him. He looks very injured, and you see like kind of like singes on his face and like on his beard. And he kind of sits down. Well, how is everyone feeling after that?
Terrible.
Never better.
Pretty bad.
I don't really feel anything.
Asmodeus pops back in. Pretty good, actually. Oh, sorry, not me. Sorry.
Oh, great.
I'm gonna be like, but thinking you just got a birthday present. You should feel elated.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot that. Cute.
Right, that's a good point. I look down at my Edgar Allan Crow.
Oh, I was told stuff. Michael, those of you who watch us regularly, you know Michael. Although those that joined us, like our new friends from last night, well, not know because he was away sick, unfortunately. But Michael jumped on Swag's case about that. That was actually Michael's joke that he made up for a different crow that he had, and
Aww.
Tyrannax's was. Ah, crap. What was it? I can't remember.
Michael, no, if you're in chat, let us know.
Yeah. Are you there, Michael? Are you there?
I will have you know.
Marin was there before.
I
Marin,
will
can
have
you remember?
You know that
What was the other one?
I have already used this crow in a different campaign as a joke, so it's now transcending.
That's on Swag. That's
It's
on
gone
Swag.
too far from our reach.
Although I could have remembered too.
It's all fine.
I want to know the original crow's name, though. I'm very curious.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Better than Edgar Allan.
It was a similar like
Haha!
literary reference. Any guesses in chat? Oh crap! What was it? Sorry, can't remember. The Crow is a delight. Edgar Allan Crow. No, Edgar Allan Crow was Michael's joke, Marin. And so we were trying to remember what Swag's was. Because Michael was pissed off. Because Swag forgot as well. He was there taking credit for the joke and stuff, and Michael was watching, furious.
How dare! How dare!
So, as Whatever,
I look
whatever
at
this
the
crow's name is.
unnamed literary crow.
Yes. It wasn't Jonathan Crow.
Let's just go in a completely different direction. Name him after ancient humans and call him Cro-Magnus.
That's good too.
Aww.
Cro-Magnus.
Yeah. New owner, who dis?
Cro-Magnus.
Lincoln, you have inspiration
I
from our
rename
good
you-
friend Sneaky Rogue Thief.
Oh, hi! Thank you. Cro-Magnus. Do something. Make me feel again.
It's a taxidermied crow.
Cool! It's a taxidermy crow, guys. Oh, look, it worked! I'm smiling. It's a taxidermy crow! Caw. This is weird. I've never been like this in my whole life before.
Ray is gonna look at Lincoln and be like, as happy as I am for you. Where's Tidra? What happened?
Oh.
One's good, right? By the way, no one's laying on the floor or anything.
I'm just sitting down right now, kind of like in
We're all
pain.
heavy breathing. We're all bleeding from a few select wounds.
Yeah,
Lincoln-
Firemaw looks
Say,
fine, but he just like
go.
grumbles and sits on the floor.
I feel it. I feel the. I get the vibe. Lincoln just nods towards Firemore. Right, Tidra. Yeah. Lincoln just looks at Rhea. How angelic does she seem? Like, just in general at the moment. Like.
I've got
Yeah!
I've got 6-foot angel wings and I'm glowing in the glow. I don't know how much more angel you can get.
Okay. So, Lincoln's just gonna be like, look, Tidra made her choice. As far as I'm concerned, she's got nothing to do with me anymore.
So we don't have an ally, all that saving her and she just leaves?
Yeah. She wanted me to forgive him. He done nothing to earn my forgiveness, so that wasn't gonna happen.
Why?
She said that he was an angel once as well. Ain't that convenient? Well, I think you already know my stance towards redeeming those celestials who chose to become devils and thrived in the position. It's pretty consistent. And this one's a little bit more personal. I think you can understand why.
I mean, I'm gonna look at everyone and be like, I don't know anyone's position on redeeming celestials who have fallen from grace. What's the position? Do we have options here?
Lincoln,
Oh, right.
Lincoln, Lulu comes and hovers behind Rhea.
Uh-oh.
I messaged Swag. It's HP Lovecrow. There we go.
HP Love Crow. I understand.
To be fair,
Call of
Michael's is a
Crow
little...
Thulu.
So yeah,
Very eldritch.
Lulu comes and hovers behind Rhea's shoulder, and she's looking towards you, Lincoln, as you're kind of on the map there. I put you like a bit further to the north there because that's where you were saying goodbye to Cyrax. You went off in that direction, and you're stood there, and everyone's kind of looking towards you, and Lulu says, But Lincoln, he was your father, and he was good somewhere, some part of him.
That's beside the point. We could have had 2 allies.
Lincoln just takes a step back and just says, wait. I'm a bit confused here, because I thought we understood each other. Oxrian killed Pistol. He ruined Tidra, ruined Tyrannax. And he ruined us, me. He would have done worse, you know. And the thing is, I don't really care about the greater good. I never have. I don't really, honestly. I just need you all to know that if we'd left him alive, we would have been giving them exactly what they wanted. And we would have been telling all the Celestials who were bound by these archaic definitions of good and evil, which they decided themselves without taking any of us into consideration. We'd be telling them, yeah, it's fine. Tidra knew. Tidra knew he could have helped us and refused to say anything. She saw me getting beaten, destroyed. She would have let me die. She would have let all of us die. And she never would have told us the truth. What actually was going to happen if we redeemed him, even if that was a possibility. That's why she left. Because she couldn't have a son. She couldn't accept a son who saw the flaws in her actions. She may be an angel, but she is just as evil as Oxrian, if you ask me.
I mean, stuff Oxrian, I could spit on his grave that he'll never have. But it just easier, and she didn't say anything.
And Lulu, behind you, Rhea, is looking down, but nods. She couldn't. Lincoln.
Yes, some kind of contract.
It's more complicated than that. No, now that everything's come back to me, after everything you did, thanks to all of you in the Bleeding Citadel, I remember all the time I spent with Zariel. I remember all the time on Bitopia with Tidra as well. I never met your father before his fall. That was long ago when Asmodeus fell, and those that came with him ended up down here. But there are choices, there are decisions that have to be made without celestial interference. There are things they're not allowed to. And this isn't the same as you not being allowed to do something. This isn't like you making a choice to rebel. They are physically incapable of doing the things they're not allowed to do.
How did they get in that state? What makes them physically incapable?
Their very being.
So the Celestials.
Yeah.
Yes, angels. Heralds like Tidra, Planetas, Guardians, all of them. They do what they can,
Don't see how.
and they would not have let you. She would not have let you die. You're not helping, Alicia. Sorry.
The
don't see how mere mortals-
Celestials. The Celestials need to learn to stop coming down here.
Thank you, Fireball.
Oxrian came down here. He was corrupted. Zariel came down here. She was corrupted. Asmodeus himself came down here and was corrupted. They need to stop coming.
It's funny.
Mm.
I can't help but see similarities between how Asmodeus feels and how you feel. He's given up and grown a hatred for those Celestials that cast him out, for the way that they carried out their laws, carried out their decisions. You have to admit, it's quite
Lulu,
similar.
at what point? Yeah. I don't care, Lulu. At what point do we admit that the laws are broken? If all they're good for is dragging us along, getting us mixed up in their cosmic plans without giving us the tools to defend ourselves, then they should not be coming down here at all. They should not be interfering with humans at all. They should not be making humans. They shouldn't be giving us their power, shouldn't be patronizing people. They shouldn't be offering healing. They shouldn't be offering us hope. Zariel said to me, when she brought me back from the dead, for the greater good or whatever, well, it was for Tidra, let's be real. We cannot know what's at stake, what pieces are in motion, and what efforts are being made. And it's true. It really is. We're expected to go in blindly, at the whim of angels, and give up every right we have to determine our own morality. They don't care about how much we hurt. They didn't come here with us. They didn't see Pistol die. They didn't lay him in El Turel. They didn't raise a glass for Tarina. They didn't see Cultist lose his mind. Everything that's happened to us is important, and it means something, and it's deserving of more than what they are leaving us here with. We are admittedly ill-equipped, but only because they fundamentally are unable to help us. So why are they even here?
You're looking at it wrong, because
There's nothing you can do to change my mind.
we know now they can be our tools. We get to use them. And yes, Tidra didn't let us know that this would happen. Which, how can Celestials continue to think that mortals can make such decisions without all the information? She's like looking at Lulu. But if we have an easier way to get El Turel topside, We all have a lot of investment on that floating island. We can use them.
Lincoln just is silent. He looks really angry. I can't describe it.
You're telling me, I'm gonna Lulu to clarify, that any, like like, Ray's a little confused. Any Celestial can be brought back to grace?
Yes?
How do we do that with Zuriel? I
No.
feel lonely here, and I guess I am, but there are other options.
I've had this conversation. We've had this conversation, we've made this decision, and I look to the rest of the group. We're not redeeming Zariel. She wouldn't even want to be redeemed. She hated
Lulu.
Celestia as an angel.
How do you do that?
That was then, Lincoln. How do you know that's still the case?
Look, no, we're not.
I don't want her opinions to be different. I like that as Ariel. I like that she hated Celestia and she fell down here. That's much better, in my opinion, than her staying up there. She's in her better form now down here, if you ask me. We could kill her and free Elturel. I'm also down for that. I just don't want her going back. No redemption. She doesn't deserve it. No one deserves anything just on a precondition. Yeah.
I asked a question. Enough with all these petty emotions. We have a job to do. How do you get Zariel back?
Lulu's trunk gestures towards the sword.
And we just give it to her?
No. She'll need to be shown that that's the way to go.
We have to convince her.
It's possible. And if she's returned to herself, the Zariel that I knew, she will help Elturel in an instant.
Lulu, that's a very big maybe to put that much trust in a person who literally cast the city she was protecting into heaven.
Oh,
So
right.
much easier there.
Remember, Lulu said herself, Celestials, they help bring in the hope of the people, but sometimes we need to have that hope ourselves. And you, Paladin of Torm, self-sacrifice, will you have that hope?
I will do anything to get Pearl back to the surface and mend what she has done. And that if that involves allowing her a second chance, then fine. But I don't know that convincing her is going to be any easier. We're supposed to go to her and beg at her feet that she'll change her mind and expect her not to just slay us? Instead, it would be a lot easier if we had allies more powerful than ourselves.
You don't see it anymore. But that monster right there, that huge tree formation monster, that was once Tarina. And as this corrupted tree continued on, I reached out to that through that corruption because I knew Tarina was inside. If, like what Tidra was saying, like what Lulu was saying, there was the good in Oxrian, there's the good in Zerial, then it is possible to reach that.
Just looking at the ground and is like,
With Zariel, it's
that.
with Zariel, it's a little different. The good is not in Zariel. No archdevil has any good in them. It's in there, Rhea. The last essence of Zariel's angelic spark is in the sword.
So then how are we supposed to convince her?
But do we run her through?
No. Just that... Look, all I know that it will be easier if I am there to help remind her of who she was.
Well, then we can just talk as we fight and see which way this goes.
She is more powerful than you know.
So we're to go in with our hands up and just beg and hope for her mercy?
Hope for her clarity. I know. I know that she's... And Lulu kind of looks sideways at Lincoln. You had me just as angry as you did. And I remember that. I know how I felt then. And I know how you feel. Although there are parts of it I can't know, having spent all of my days in Bitopia with Zariel and other Celestials. But I know there is a chance. And yes, she's done awful things. But this is our chance to stop that. And to let her put a stop to that. And return her to all of the good. Think of all of the things that she would do in the future. All of the good that she would bring the world. Because, Lincoln, I know that you do not enjoy them influencing things, coming down to the material plane, giving people hope. But a lot of people need that hope. You had it too. I've seen you. I've seen you with hope in your eyes. You know how strong it can be. You know what it can do. It's... Look. I'm not sure that they're coming at this the right way. I'm not sure that they're doing the right thing all the time, but they do good. They are a force for good. Fundamentally. And they hold back the tides of evil. And she looks around her, does a little loop. She looks at Theo's abyssal tattoos. There is so much that you don't know. Not because they don't deem you worthy to know it, just because it happens on a much broader scale than is visible or even possible to see. Know that the world would be a much worse place without them. And it will be a much better place with Zariel returned to who she once was. My friend.
It's all just a tug of war between them.
It is. It's like that nasty bearded man said. It's all about the balance.
Lee stands up and walks to Lincoln. Listen, your decision with Oxrian, I understand. I was willing to follow you no matter what decision what you made. But with Zariel, I feel as though it's fair for this to be Lulu's decision. As this was once someone very close to her.
I don't know about Lincoln, but I've made this very clear myself. There must be retribution.
Fair enough.
If we redeem Zariel, where do we draw the line? There isn't even good in her anymore. We have to give it to her. I just want you to know that.
But we can give it to her. That's the point.
I believe. But should we do something just because we can?
Yes.
Look, I'm not going to argue anymore. I'm not going to argue anymore. I know how I feel. I'm only coming with you to keep you all alive as long as I can, but I will not stand with you in this. Give a shit. You're not getting through to me. And I just don't think it's going to be possible.
I don't know what the
I'll
right
keep
decision,
you alive.
but it seems like we're not getting through to you just out of stubbornness. Ray is like seething hot. And if there
Pin it on
were
my pity emotions.
Serena and she came back, would you make an exception then because of all the good memories you had? Would that be on one or other side of the line? She came after you? I'm sure before Theo sat there and gave her all the patience in the world as she beat him, she would have gone on to do much more terrible things than beating up on an
That
old...
wasn't her choice. She didn't choose to come back in that form.
You can't know
She
that.
was killed and brought back from malice. I know Tarina. She would not have chosen that. Don't even say that shit to me, Rhea. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Anyways.
Didn't she
Like-
make a... Didn't she choose that? She made a deal that she thought was good. Right? That's the thing. She died for you. She brought back for herself to help everyone else. And isn't that what Zariel just did with Elturel? She wrote a deal to come back this way in order to save Elturel. And is that not what Tarina did with all of us? I could be mistaken.
She wrote a deal? She wrote a deal so that she could trap all of Elturel's citizens into an eternal horror.
That's...
So that they could be blood and fuel for her war.
Ray, I think you would react there. I don't know if Steph remembers this, but that was Thavius Creek. That's all he's doing.
That was Thavius Creek.
And who did he sign the deal with? Did he by his own power decide to bring Elturel down? No. He reached out. And sure, he may have orchestrated the deal, but he made the deal, and Zariel signed it.
I feel like I need the DM to tell me what I know, because I don't know what Ray.
No, you
Just 'cause this is from
remember
before.
that. Yeah, yeah. You kind of
Okay.
your gut reaction was to think that Stavia's Creed because you were so burnt by that, and so your trust in him, your love for him, basically was was just torn away from you. As that was revealed. But yes, and Lulu comes down and she's like, that is true. Zariel, in her current form, as she is now, did make that deal. But we can give her the chance to stop it. Think
You're
how
arguing
quickly.
the wrong point.
Think how quickly the deal will disappear if she's brought back.
You're arguing the wrong point. If Zariel's innocence is sacrificed at the hand so that Elturel can ascend, then that's fine. But if there's an easier way to do this, then shouldn't we consider it?
I don't think she deserves any chance of redemption. Did Thavius Krieg deserve a chance at redemption? Does Asmodeus himself deserve a chance at redemption? I'm sure they both would be fantastic allies. However, I'd like to see them all dead. I've seen one of them dead. I'd like to see them all dead. The way I see it,
Freya,
we have other options. And I'd prefer to take those options. I don't know how much you haven't been around, walking around with us this entire time. There are 1,000 devils starving to take her place. Any one of them could be a fine replacement and could help us put a sword in her heart.
Firemore, you hear Gargoth's voice come from the shield in your mind. Just say the word, big boy. Say the word.
Oh God.
I was thinking
Been a
about him. I
while.
was thinking about him.
Damn,
I
haven't
know.
spoken to him in ages.
I know a very angry devil who would love to have his place back on the throne.
Yes.
Well, that's
Can I add a point
I don't
to
serve
that?
her anymore. Even the Dragon Queen would be a better choice.
To add on a point, these angels just keep falling, which is interesting. It seems like you can't stop them from realizing the flaws and frustrations in the system that they created. So they all just come down here as like a natural ebb and flow of things. So honestly, if we reinstate Zariel, we live our natural lives, we keep going, it's gonna happen again.
Lulu's
We bring back
wings.
Zariel.
Sorry, Steph. Lulu's wings are buzzing angrily. She said, that is not fair. What? Because
What is fair, then?
there are thousands of angels who have never even considered coming down here.
Okay.
This is very,
And how long do
very
angels
rare.
live? Okay. And how long do angels live?
Forever, unless they
If
killed
it's a
in Celestial.
chance, I have a feeling it's a pretty high probability that one of them's going to think about it, especially if it keeps getting worse and worse down here. When's the next good-intentioned angel going to come down and realize, oh, actually, I could sign away a couple of souls and make a difference and fall? Asmodeus, Oxrian, Zariel. Every archdevil we've encountered was an angel once and has killed so many people than they probably ever saved in their lifespan as an angel. Purely from being here and contributing to the blood war. And look, I don't think I ask too much, except for us to think like mortals. We can't comprehend the level that they're on. Okay, fine.
Look,
but can you not even trust your own judgment?
Lincoln, I don't condone who they are and what they're about, but you do know they don't kill anyone. Everyone that's here has chosen to be here through their actions or whatever has brought them here. Everyone here has brought it on themselves.
Lincoln looks up to Elturel and back down to Lulu. That was a bit of a poor choice of words. So, look, here's what I'm gonna do. You want options? I have one. Because I think I'm with Firemore. But no, I can't watch you do this. I can't be part of this. I can't.
At the expense of everyone up in Elturel, you would rather see Zariel dead. At that expense, I would be with you if that were the easy choice, but we don't know what the easy choice is yet. So literally your revenge is worth more than all of that? You can't say that you're better? That's not fair.
Now, hold on. I think Lincoln's made a good point. But I think what some of us are forgetting is, yes, we have our criticisms of the Celestials, but really, they're tools, right? They don't seem to make many decisions on their own. They exist to keep a balance. Now, if I could make a comparison here, if you, let's say you have something fall off of a bench, a hammer. The head falls off the hammer. What do you do with it? You chuck it in the fire? Or do you put the head back on the hammer and put it back on the bench? Yes, you make a good point that a lot of the archdevils that we've met are former Celestials, but isn't that all the more reason to put one back? Like, the balance is off. And, I mean, sure, in another millennia, some other Celestial might, get too big for their britches and come down here and try to, I don't know, right some wrong on the order of some crazy Celestial. We don't know. But all we do know is that I think it's less about who Zariel is and more about how many tools do we have on the shelf.
Listen. In that battle we had with Yinogu, at first sight of Zariel, I was filled with anger, but those rules that Lulu talked about of Celestials, why she took so long, she possibly was forbidden from entering the conflict to begin with. And that's why she had finally arrived, because she couldn't stand that many people being slaughtered. Thus leading to, Rhea, you know the history. The ride, right? the war of all the Hell Riders coming down here. Zerial tried to make a difference. She ended up failing, thus leaving her stuck here and being corrupted. She tried doing something great. And for that, I think we should try to bring her back to that previous self.
Not care about all of these feelings. Horvin is right. They're tools. We put them back. Those people shouldn't have to suffer so that we all feel better about not helping a bad baddie.
And as for my part, if she says no, if she doesn't want to be redeemed, then yes, she should be dealt with.
What would dealing with her do, Lulu? What would dealing with her mean for this cosmic balance? Answer me honestly. It's an option, so it can't mean fire and brimstone all over the world.
Do you
Otherwise,
mean,
you wouldn't even suggest it.
you mean, sorry, dealing with her, you mean redeeming her or fighting her?
No. Fighting and killing her.
It's dangerous.
Okay.
There would be...
Danger's my middle name after darkness.
Even
They
if
would-
it doesn't even if it doesn't mean fire and brimstone all over the world, if it means that that island comes down, why this is why we're here. This is why we're here. And if there's an easier way,
What? The danger, Lincoln, everyone, it would be that Avernus would be thrown into chaos. And
Cool.
she glances at Theo. You know who would take advantage of that.
Right.
Yinogu's still here. Do not think that explosion destroyed him. And he's not the only one.
Water across the lands of
You-
Avernus and everywhere else.
You're all talking like we're going to send Avernus into a vacuum. I've already told you. There are other choices.
Oh, I understand, but it won't be instant. You think there won't be squabbling? You think there won't be other high-ranking devils that try and take the spot?
So Avernus will be thrown into
Right.
chaos and some devils will die. Who cares?
Theo, what do you know?
I mean, we're talking about Avernus into chaos, Inogu taking all the lands and just becoming even stronger through the slaughter and chaos of everything over
Okay,
time.
I didn't know if there was maybe an abyssal connection.
Oh yes. Everyone, there are multiple choices, of course, that we can make. But we have to think, where do those choices lead? Just how they was now.
That's the thing.
Just as then it was now with Oxrian. And Lincoln, I accept your choice, because as I said before. But we do have to think about the after effects.
Chaos down here doesn't mean that it doesn't affect up there.
There will be chaos regardless of what happens. If we redeem Zariel, there will still be a power vacuum causing chaos. The chaos will be inevitable.
But if we have the ability to bring Zariel back, sure, the chaos is inevitable, right? But we can at least hold it back the more allies we have.
I don't think
Like,
we're enough. Zariel wasn't enough
we
before.
do what's easier.
Sorry, Rhea, say that again.
But I don't know why we all can't just agree to do what's easier. Whatever
Well-
gets that top side faster.
I don't know that easier is the right word, maybe more efficient.
If
The
we are
Lord's
able,
Holy.
if we are able to return the angelic spark to her, if we are able to redeem her, we need to leave as quickly as possible with Elturel. She will be able to destroy the companion. But it still leaves the problem of those chains.
Which is why we need Croquette to it. Right?
Yes, those were our options. Kroketoik or Tiamat. Our only two options.
Listen. Right now, none of us can seem to agree on the decision of Zariel's fate. But there are previous steps to take before that. As Farma said, as Horgan said, we're either finding Kroketoik or taking care of Tiamat. That'll be our first decision. And from there, we'll continue on.
Well, Tiamat scares the hell out of me, so I'd much rather deal with Croquette to it.
Fair choice, Horgan.
Nice plan. I look at Firemore. See what he has to say. He's the only one who's really had any kind of interaction with Tiamat directly, I suppose, in his own special way.
Fireman nods his head. It's just, we need Tiamat's fire. If you can distract her other heads, I can get the fire.
Farma?
There are enough of
Dude.
us.
There are specifically enough.
Farma,
Oh,
I just want to ask you this.
No, I don't.
Before we make such a rash decision, that orb, will that be of assistance in any way?
I'm not sure. This would all be on me.
Oh,
I reckon you can do it. I have a lot of faith.
Firemaw,
Guys, I have that.
Firemaw
Also hope. So you also
walk-
got that. Ooh.
walks over to the pile of magma that had been used to spawn the things that
Insinues.
the insinues. Yes. And a sheen goes over him for a brief moment, and he just dips his hand in the fire. He uses an ability. This isn't just me deciding to do this. He says, and he pulls his hand out and he goes, "Fire cannot hurt me for 10 minutes."
Lee walks up.
That's like 600 rounds of combat.
Lee walks up, like, quickly pokes the magma. Well, it hurts me.
Oh, you lose a finger, dude! There's no way!
You lose a single
I had a
knuckle.
PC.
A single finger. We'll pretend
I had
I
a
ghost
PC,
formed
they
into
were
that
breaking
magma and
into
then out of it.
There you go.
They were breaking into a forge on the fireplane and they had to go through some sewers filled with magma to do it, and they slipped, and I gave them one chance to save themselves and they failed and they insta-died, like falling into the magma. So I was just like, oh no. I had this just vision of you just dying from the finger first.
Stick my hand in and like take it out and it's like all bones.
Horrible.
All of as you can see, it hurts me.
It just becomes a skeleton.
Yeah.
Put it in the highlights.
Now we're in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Orban
just
is
watched that
like-
the other day.
He like kind of slumps over at the realization. Well, I will say that we have much more information on Tiamat's whereabouts and condition and allegiances than Krokektuit.
And I will say, we did just take care of 5 dragons at the tower.
We did.
Of separate bodies.
However, Krokektuit was said to have been at the Bleeding Citadel, which is now destroyed.
Yeah, rebel.
Rogue agent.
We have no idea where to find Krokektuit now.
And I feel as though he would surely...
I'm sure that news of a giant troop transporting demon is not an easily kept secret.
I'm surprised we wouldn't see such a demon when fighting a giant mech in the middle of the rebel.
That's true. Vote, I guess. Krokektuit or Tiamat.
Okay, well, we know that Tiamat is the fiery 5-headed dragon, but I don't.
Yeah.
Steph doesn't know.
Calling her a fiery 5-headed dragon is really glossing over several other types of dragon that she is simultaneously at the same time.
Right. She's a rainbow plethora of every element of dragon.
Pride Month! Is
Yeah!
just finished.
But
Tiamat's
I-
quit.
at least doesn't know what Krokektuit's deal is. Like, is he? Everyone's talking like he's so much less scarier than Tiamat, but do we know anything about him?
Well, he's not a god. I don't think.
If I remember correctly, he is like a servant of one of the demon lords.
Why don't we go with that, y'all?
Can Orban do like a check or something to
Mute
Well,
myself for that
oh.
one, Horvin. Well, he's not a
Oh,
god.
Patch, what you walked into.
Yo, Patch. Lulu hates everything that Lincoln's ever done now.
Yulu, please guide us.
No, that's not fair.
You're coming into it. Hello, you've had a haircut? Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Hi.
Okay,
Sorry, mate.
cool.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hey team.
What on earth is happening?
Oh, we're debating.
Oh! Yeah. We've not moved
Apparently,
since
we're trying
the
to
beginning
decide
of the
between
session.
getting going to croquette to it or tricking Tiamat. And I
God,
I-
Tiamat.
I agree. If we were a dragon, right now I think 2 out of 5 heads agree that that is not a good idea to go to Tiamat.
Seems like a lot.
Lulu, what do you think we should do?
Oh no, don't. It's so unfair.
I mean,
So unfair. It would be easier, honestly, it would be easier if John and Patch switched places this session.
John,
mean,
Patch, would you
That
like
would
to
be
see
easier than
Avernus?
asking Lulu what to do right now.
Patch and I have been talking. I knew I was going to have to be Lulu for a while.
we've had a brief discussion. Yeah. I think Lulu's probably just as lost as I am right now, so it's all good. It's all in character. This is, pristine roleplay right here.
Beautiful.
The like fake like sketchbook, like pros and cons, like okay, Tiamat, God, but
Five
know the
heads,
whereabouts,
God.
right? Can possibly distract, coquette to it. Don't know the power. Possibly, probably safer than a god.
Right. So I'll ask again. Can Horvin make a check to see if maybe he could read anything in any of his books about Crocectuit?
Yeah, give me a history check.
$25.
Nice. You know, just like fundamentally, I mean, Croquetek is a demon. So we'll be rather. You think you won't be able to reason with them. You'll have to kind of trick them into smashing through the chains.
I honestly think we could do that. I'm just saying. I think we could.
Oh yeah, it's definitely an
Although
option.
Tiamat seems more straightforward.
Ooh.
Sudden hell.
It does.
Somehow.
We have to-
So the issue with Crocectuit is he doesn't seem like a fellow that we could talk to. We might have to bait him into breaking the chains.
Well, is he stupid?
Well, Ray, I'm not one to make that judgment.
I think you're the most qualified to make that judgment.
Stupid, I'm not sure. But he is a demon.
Accurate.
And I know how some of us feel about demons.
I do quite dislike them.
If
On the ground.
we have to trick this demon to follow us and break those chains,
Maybe.
how far is Elturel from the Bleeding Citadel?
Right? We just and he chases us.
We did it with like Raga Draga and all those War Machine tribes.
I have one idea.
start flying,
as far as
pigeon.
that is concerned. If you remember when we arrived, we took a boat.
Hmm.
There are boats that sail the River Styx. Perhaps we could take one.
Mhm.
Go on.
We could, perhaps aggravate the demon into chasing the boat. And then you remember the boat can fly.
Oh! Oh yeah, it can! Oh damn.
Oh,
Just gotta remember a year and a half ago.
I am a fan of
Cheryl
boats.
is awful fake pirates who brought us down here.
But we don't know where
Back
he.
to our roots.
The way I see it, our options are aggravate a well-known and well-respected demon into chasing us and destroying chains, or probably having to kill Archon, then going forward and confronting Tiamat until she breathes fire on me and I capture it in some way that I haven't quite figured out yet, and then we try to escape unscathed. Both of these sound like terrible ideas, but these are the options we have before us.
So you can't just jar up the firefly maw?
I-
It's not like catching bugs where it's like, oh, like that?
You would
Yeah,
not
I-
believe your eyes.
It's
10
entirely
million
possible.
fireflies.
I'm just
Truly, I forgot about Archon.
I'm just picturing like us going out into the field like Moana and just being like, "Ooh, Croquette's such shit," and just talking mad shit to the he shows up.
I can take
Time is
charge
an issue.
on that.
Croquetto ain't even cool though.
Mm,
Well,
yeah.
Rock bad smack.
we are in a game
I
of
heard
D&D.
he still wears Uggs. So
Now-
2014.
Shall we leave it to the chance of the dice? We are in the game of D&D.
Yeah.
Oh
We
my
really
god.
should, shouldn't we? I feel like
Let's
there's
do it.
no.
Evens and odds of a D20.
So, Patch.
Yeah. Patch. Actually, I like it.
Okay, how does
Yes.
this work? Because I've got disadvantage and advantage currently.
Oh,
It's going to be an even and
It
odd
already-
option.
It already feels like we're at disadvantage here, but
No, this is not. Yeah,
I'll
this is
use
not.
my new giant dice.
This is not a.
Ooh,
This is not a skill or attack roll, so they do not apply. Just a straight roll, please.
Okay.
So hang on, which is which? Which
wait,
is which?
Yeah, wait, hold
even
on.
even Croquettuic, odd Tiamat. Is that the?
I feel like
verdict?
it should be the other way around, but hey, why not? Because
If you feel the other way around,
Gonna
do
get
you prefer
even.
Tiamat even?
No. Just do it.
I'm just saying. Odd.
Tiamat is odd. Tiamat is
think
odd.
odd
Wait,
feels.
Tiamat is odd.
You sure? I don't know. I think. I mean, she's lawful evil. So I kind
okay.
of think
I
abyssal.
think,
Odd feels abyssal. Even
Okay.
feels.
yeah, I agree.
know what?
Odd
You're
feels
right.
a little abysmal.
Yeah.
You're right, and plus she's a god, so she has that natural 20 possibility. So even for Tiamat, odd for Croquettuic.
Okay.
That looks too sneaky. Yeah.
I can't
If
believe we
it's
thought about
in
this. That makes so
advance-
much-
If it's a natural 20 or a natural 1, we do both.
Oh my
I
god.
kind of like that. 17.
Okay.
Get to it.
Croquettuic it is.
Oh my
Croquettuic
God.
it is.
Go into a field and start screaming. I heard you alien shit
Yo!
though.
That was amazing.
So I guess we need
For
to
my
both.
next performance, this one goes out to Croquettuic. I'm gonna steal
Yeah.
your man. I don't know
We
what to
have
say.
all our like super instruments. We could easily have a rock band dedicated to the shitness that is Croquettuic. Like jump in a boat and fly
That
away.
said, by the way, that said, those of you in this conversation.
play trumpet?
Oh. Lulu, we're gonna have to have some conversations about your position in the band. After you expressed all those views, I'm not so sure I feel comfortable sharing the stage with you.
Poor Pat.
I'm not gonna tell you what those views were to leave you in suspense.
Yeah,
Oh
we're
my
gonna have a
God, love
conversation
this.
later.
By the way, Lincoln, and those of you looking
Uh-huh.
at Lincoln,
I know I did. Oh.
The g-
Should I look at my sheet?
since his choice to kill his father rather than redeem him,
Yay!
his guitar is looking slightly more epic.
Ooh.
As
I
are the
see
wings.
only good things out of this.
The wings are also looking rather more ominous
You
and
can't
menacing.
reward me with cool things if I'm expected to believe what I did was wrong. Here does a little guitar solo. It's out of character for the moment, but in character for me.
And
Mhm.
that leaves 2 non-exalted instruments.
Okay.
Horvin's lute.
Oh,
And I'm sorry, Lulu, we already have a horn player. Firemore's
bagpipes, Lulu?
horn.
Ah.
I mean, you can fight Firemore for it if you wish.
No, it's fine. I'll be the rapper.
It has to be a real fight then, yeah.
I remember.
The high polyphont.
I'm mad fire.
I'll have you know,
Rita-
Firemore's performance is quite good.
Yeah.
He's a showman.
I'm gonna look real dumb in a minute, but I remember Tarina getting her instrument, but does Rhea have an instrument? And have we done that?
Yeah, Rhea got the drumsticks when you helped out the crypts of the Hellriders.
Yeah.
8. Okay.
Yep,
Shut
yep.
up now.
The drums.
Thank you.
Yep.
There's so
Or
much
Altus-
cute art of
By the
Rhea.
way, Altus's bass is also exalted after he joined the cult of Jarmik. That was his trigger.
Yeah.
I
We have
love
to go back and get
Oh.
Altus.
I'm so glad that he's the bass.
He's been practicing after Lincoln told him to. He's
Keeps
been
us
practicing
grounded.
over and over. By the way,
I love it.
I have a spectacular picture for the venue that you're going to be playing in when this happens.
Oh my
Which
god.
will be hastily erected by infernal roadies. By the way,
Okay.
I'm kind of preempting things here, but Belle will tell you, and Reggie, it was Reggie, right?
Yeah, it was right.
Yeah.
Reggie will
Oh,
tell you when you get back to
throwback.
Belle's Forge eventually, after doing this find ourselves tour of Avernus.
To hell and back.
The concert, should it be successful, will go a long way in bolstering the infernal legions of the Hells and mitigating any fallout from that change of power that may need to happen.
Everything has changed. I say to the microphone.
Everything has changed,
I still.
yet nothing has changed.
A god spoke to me inside my head. It was probably Asmodeus. I still don't want to redeem Zariel. No. But I can now actually bring something to the table in my favor. I can perform a really sick concert to return balance to hell.
That is a
If we
sentence.
kill her.
Now you're talking.
Now, I know that sounds crazy, but
You
come
know,
on, the thematic
uh,
resonance there.
Can I just throw out an idea?
We're gonna play "We Are the World, We Are the Children" in a really heavy metal way until everyone joins hands and kumbaya.
An epic,
Imagine
a suitably epic
the
performance.
demons!
A suitably epic performance would anger the forces of the abyss, including Grotektuhik rather significantly. And if
Right, guys, I can do everything with the power of song.
a concert venue was erected in proximity to Elturel's chains,
Are you saying flying boat concert to break the
Literally just gonna
chains of
sing about being
Elturel?
as a quick cut to it
I
until-
don't have that art.
This is not
But
what I was
I'm willing
expecting
to
for the session
I'm willing to not
go.
I'm willing to
I
not use the
want
arts
it.
that we have.
I like both.
It
I like
it
all
looks-
of it.
looks like you've
I'm
got
a man
an
of
amazing
boats,
idea.
so
Yeah. Okay. Right. Everyone, I understand that we're going through some incredibly tense, character-defining stuff. I've decided that's all not important right now. because I don't want to think about it. It makes my brain hurt and makes my heart ache for the fact that I might lose you all to this horrible, horrible conflict. Oops, I hate Celestials. Anyway, but something I can promise is I can put on a really good show and all of you can perform. We can reunite the pits for one last Tarina dedicated concert. As Lee said, flying boat concert to break the chains of Elturel. You feel good?
A charity concert.
Now hold on, we haven't confirmed if Croquette to It is stupid or not, and I don't know that that should be the title.
Oh, yeah.
I
We're
do
trying
like
to piss,
your
we're
whole
trying to piss
vibe
him off.
of pissing
Yeah.
off.
The stupid.
Yeah.
The stupid.
If he's
the
stupid,
We can just title it like Croquette to It is a dumb, shitty fuck, and he would never
Wow.
come here and fix it. Because the thing is, if we put Break the Chains of Elturel in the name, then he might figure us out. How stupid he
Okay.
is.
Listen, where would we even put the title for the concert? We just put the band
wait,
name on
no,
the side
no,
of the
no,
boat
no.
and just be like, hey, this is the pits. There you
I've
go.
got it. We call the concert the Chains of El-Terrell. So when we insult him, he comes to break it up.
that's the best idea I've heard all day.
Yes.
Lulu, can you use your magic trunk to blow some sparkles into the air and skywrite
Pyrotechnics.
Chain of Elturel concert here?
I mean, I can try. God, I'm learning a
You
lot
can and
about
you
you
will.
guys right now.
Yep. Now, we
Rhea,
will
sorry,
give you
let
an
me-
instrument.
Horvin, your incredible knowledge of Kruktektuek and the things that you have read about this demonic entity. You turn to Rhea and let her know that if you're looking for a roundabout number, I mean, you think that if Kruktektuek, which I can't say, if Kruktektuek and, say, Lee Alistair came together for a chat, it would be considered a meeting of like minds. Numerically speaking.
Immediately checking Lee's stats really quick.
6 is the number you're looking for.
Floating right over his head.
Like, I'm just talking normally, I see the 6 spear. What? Alright, who's talking about me?
No.
It's like friggin' Hunger Games, like appearing in the sky.
Yeah. Boom. The Alistair. Intelligence.
I just
6.
look at Lee, and he's just got does he just got a little bit of drool out the side of one mouth, and he's just following a bee around the room. He's just like.
I may be stupid,
I
but
also
I'm not dumb.
Aww. That's fair.
That's the dumbest thing you've ever said.
So lovable.
Okay. So, I believe the plan
Yeah.
is to go back to Bell's Forge,
Yep.
to your agent, the Arcanoloth Reggie,
Yep.
and set up the concert to end all concerts. One for the ages. The savior
Rock of ages, you could say.
Yes, indeed. The savior of Elturel. And whoever else may be in the collateral damage that is ensuing soon after. We may see the return of Gargoth. We may see the slaying of Zariel. We may see the saxophone solo of Lulu. Or Firemore. Dueling saxophones.
It's gonna be a sax off.
I feel like this is the pretty canon take of the story we chosen.
It's a shame. It's just a shame Mr. Hake isn't here today to give his opinion as official writer.
Yeah, I actually, John. I mean, I was reading the book, This is in the book, right?
I mean, there are several
Oh, yeah.
endings.
There's like an art of all of us. There's an art of all of us on a flying boat with Krakatoik is shit. We are the shit. I'm pretty sure that's there.
It's really
Honestly,
amazing
Chapter
that they
like 13.
predicted that the party would be this exact party.
May I read
know.
for you all from this rather nice tome I have here?
Sure.
Please.
But of course.
This chapter sets out some of the most likely ways for these events to happen. As with all Dungeons & Dragons adventures, a host of other outcomes are possible, so feel free to let the story evolve beyond the suggested endings outlined in this chapter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you ready to evolve,
I'm
people?
willing
Ain't
to,
that
like-
accurate?
I'm willing to edit it to where, like, yes, this concert was our first idea. This was 100% how it was gonna go down.
Yep.
Now, as you're doing this, Horvin, you're kind of like nodding and looking around, looking back towards the war machines, thinking what needs to be done for all of this to work. Firemore, you're kind of thinking on Ebonmarsh and trying to decide what to do there. Lincoln, you're already kind of humming the notes to a new tune. The finale of the show, maybe.
This is exactly the distraction he needed.
Theo, you're absent-mindedly brushing your beard. Lulu, you cannot sit still for 2 seconds, so you are just doing laps. Round and round.
Tracks.
Rhea, you are thinking, finally, action. Justice will be done. Elturel will be saved. In Tom's name. And looking off heroically with your wings fluttering behind you.
I found a cliff and I'm just Luke and Clarking it over this cliff.
Just Luke Skywalker with two moons appear behind you for some reason. 2 suns, I should say, sorry. And that loops us all the way
2
back
companions.
round. That loops us all the way back round to Horvin.
Oh no, what have you done, Necromancer?
Oh yeah, you can just raise an army of the undead for us.
Oh
and
my
then it
God.
won't be whatever.
Only Horvin hears this, by the way. This is in his mind.
Everyone's
Yeah.
like, shit.
What if Krakatoik? No.
You are an indecisive, wordy bunch, aren't you?
Every day.
So, does this mean you'll be heading back to Bell's Forge?
That does seem to be the case, yes. First stop.
Well, you do know that is where the final tome lies.
The final tome.
The last one to complete your set. And once you return to the material, then you can deliver them to us.
By all means.
It is a fitting tome for that place. All fire and smithying and construction. forges burn bright, and many things are made there. Many weapons. Those we have here. But what we do not have are those wagons that move on their own. He knows how they are created. There is a tome. There is a tome called Machines of War. Blueprints for those war machines that you have been riding in. That is the last book you must acquire. That is what you need to complete your library.
Consider it done.
I know you won't let us down.
And the voice disappears. And, my dear friends, we shall also disappear and leave the banks of the river Styx. I thought you were going to leave a long time ago, but no. We had a good old chinwag at the edge of the river Styx. Thank you, everyone, for joining us and sitting there listening to us talking for 2 hours. I hope it was fun. I enjoyed myself.
We got to run a little early, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know, you gotta roll, right?
I love you all very, very much.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, of course,
We're gonna
of
drop
course. Yeah, give me 2 seconds so I can just get to the ending screen. So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
massive thank you, everyone. We have to wrap up there, but we will be back next week to see what happens. Thank you, our dearly departed Vulpine friend, for the follow. And
Aw.
F's in chat for pistol. Thank you so much. Now, a pleasure as always to have you all here. Do join us again as we are rolling around. I'll do it rather swiftly this time as we go to Icewind Dale on Tuesday, down into the Underdark Wednesday evening or Thursday lunchtime, back into Barovia Thursday later on, and then back here in Avernus on Friday. I hope you can join us. Head over to the page. The channel page has our schedule. And on that schedule, it is in your time zone, so you can see exactly what's going on. Drop us a follow, and if you are so inclined, do also head on over to Twitter or YouTube and have a look at what's on offer over there, as you can see all of the VODs and hear all the news and what's going on, including more news of our incredible one-shot that is happening, boom, next weekend on July 10th or July 9th, depending where you are in the world. Join us on Monday evening, Monday morning, or lunchtime, wherever you are, to generate those characters. And then, oh, Lulu's on the screen. Lulu, get out of there. What are you doing there?
Lulu!
You're in front. Get out. Get out. And you can join us and see just what characters are in store for these wonderful, wonderful role players, actors, and voice actors that will be joining us for that weekend. One-shot roulette madness. Then, also, as Streamlabs has is going to kindly let us know here, if you are in Australia, do take advantage of our wonderful sponsor deal with the incredible Cardboard Monster, and that will about do us for today. Boop. Let me go back to these lovely people. A massive, massive thank you for everyone who joined us. It is always a pleasure to have you here. But do stick around as we head off and go raiding somewhere. Let's see who's playing and what's going on. But until then, and until next time, we'll be leaving. Do join us over on Quest Junkies UK tomorrow, as you can see myself, Michael, and Marin playing in that little fellow over there in the corner's game. And we shall have a wonderful, wonderful time over there as I do a quick shout out over there. Give them a follow, and you can join us. See me as a player, a Bearfolk Wild Magic Barbarian. It is also very, very good times. That is happening tomorrow, Saturday. And apart from that, I think that's everything. So, until next time, thank you so much. And, as we like to say around these parts, Oyasumi.
Oh, yes,
Yes,
Bye.